Josh Zodiac podcast. Charles, you're up. I'm looking forward to your answer, by the way.
Yes, I am too.
Rikishi.
Oh,
Let me tell you something.
that's a good start.
Let me just break it down for you. Your son's a 3-trick pony. You're a one big ass pony. You're not even a pony. You're a jackass. I can smell your stench a mile away, 10 miles away, all the way back in your home, probably in Hawaii or Samoa or fucking California, where all the rich bastards live. Your stench can be smelt all across the country. And you know what? It's when you open your goddamn mouth. Your mouth just needs to shut the fuck up. Your podcast is boring as shit. Nobody gives a shit about you.
It's the Josh Zodiac podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the greatest podcast you've never heard of. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Josh Zodiac podcast, the podcast that has no real agenda and no real script, as far as you know that is. This is the podcast that believes that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. I'm going to admit I'm recording this, 9 hours after Night of Champions. We recorded the picks on Thursday evening, so the attire for myself, Charles, and Psycho will be different. And then we recorded the review about 10 minutes after the show was over. So just want to put that into perspective that when you see the picks that I myself made versus Charles and Psycho, you'll understand why I needed some time to kind of decompress, because I'm not going to give anything away from the show. It was a PLE. That's all I'm going to say. But it could have been better. It could have been worse. I've seen much worse. I've probably been to much worse. But definitely want to point out that, you're gonna see a side of myself that you probably never seen before. Very disgruntled, very wishy-washy there at the end. I do know we did go live on Charles's YouTube and Facebook page. So as I'm promoting that, definitely give both Charles and the Psycho Nerd your love. Like, subscribe, and follow their shows as well. Like, subscribe, and follow mine as well. Especially on YouTube, click the subscribe button and that little bell. That way you know when the new episodes are coming up. Still doing the audio on Spotify as well as Apple Music. I might be taking the iHeart media one down. No one's really paying attention to it, and I am not the biggest fan of iHeart right now. They took off one of my favorite shows. Their older shows are finally gone from existence, and I'm a little pissed. So in a personal boycott, I may be just taking them off of there. I haven't made up my mind yet. But that's just me with sour grapes. But like I said, there will be some news we'll talk about, as well as the picks, our reactions, and our total grade of Night of Champions. I will say a common theme that you will hear in this episode will be the lack of championship matches in this show. It was, to my understanding, that all Night of Champions PLEs would be all titles defended. And we had 2 title matches on SmackDown. Both female matches, might I add. So maybe that's just the customs they have over there. I don't know. But I really feel if you're going to do a Night of Champions PLE, every title should be defended. That's just my perspective. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm still butthurt about my picks. But with that being said, like I said, like, subscribe, and follow the show. The Josh Zodiac podcast, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. Facebook page and TikTok are both the same, the Jazz Zodiac Podcast. Without further ado, we will get over to Charles and Psycho as we give you our news opinions as well as our picks, reactions, and review of the 2025 Night of Champions. Stick around. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Again, this is the Jazz Zodiac Podcast, and once again, the host is not prepared.
God damn it. Oh, that's it. You're done. You're done.
Oh,
fucking done, man.
I forgot something else. Fuck. You know, I am just, and I don't edit the video portions sometimes. So there we go.
I was wondering why you look so damn dark.
It's because it's dark outside. Anyway, the host is now officially ready. Now we can continue. But we're going to be talking about some news stories and, of course, Night of Champions, some controversy in that by itself. But we'll be talking about our predictions on Night of Champions. And then on Saturday, when the show is over, we will give our reactions and review of the show. But before we do that, I got to introduce my cohorts. First, he's the creator of the Psycho Nerd podcast. Check out his shit. His posts, his links will be below in the description on all of my available sites. That is, of course, the Psycho Nerd.
Double dumbass on you.
Wow. Seriously, man, it went interstellar. Oh, Charles doesn't understand. This is Star Trek, by the way. He's not a Trekkie, so he doesn't know what that is from.
What was so interstellar? Just the line itself?
He's looking around like, what the fuck did I miss? And, of course, oh, I thought that was over.
Oh, dude, we're going to hear that every show from now on, man.
And, of course, the host and creator of the Charles Richardson Show, none other than Charles Richardson. Wow. See, I'm still convinced it's biased. I really do. But anyway, we do have a lot to talk about and so little time to do it in. Don't strike that and reverse it. Speculation has come out about the real reason that the AJ and Dirty Dom Intercontinental title match was canceled. Speculation and sources are saying that AJ did not feel safe going to Saudi Arabia, so they faked an injury on Dirty Dom, and they'll have the match down the road. Maybe Saturday night's main event, maybe SummerSlam, we don't know. Psycho Nerd, I'm going to ask you first. Do you agree or disagree with AJ not wanting to go overseas in light of everything that's been going on the past couple of weeks?
Well, I'll be honest, I was 100% curious myself. Like, okay, why are we postponing this match in the first place? But, I mean, personally, I don't think that any of them should go overseas. That's just my personal opinion. I know there's a ceasefire going on, but it seems like things are kind of just a little too hectic right now. But on the surface, yeah, like we said before, I don't want anyone to get hurt. I want everyone to stay safe. But on the other hand, it's called Night of Champions, and we don't even have nothing but title matches, which is what Night of Champions is supposed to be. So, yep. Tomato.
Charles, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, sources say that Dirty Dom suffered a separated shoulder for reaching for a chicken nugget.
Oh my God! Wow. Well, it's probably because it's Roxanne Perez. She's so low to the ground that he actually probably hurt his back too.
Yeah, probably.
Well, she's
probably had a groin injury for trying too hard.
Damn. Ooh. He was thinking about mommy. That's what it was.
Or daddy.
Oh. Deadbeat dad got me a red BMW and I wanted the blue one. Oh, you fucking pussy.
Wham.
I don't, me personally, I don't blame AJ for not wanting to go. And at least he was cool about it. I mean, from what I understood, he was just like, look, I don't feel comfortable, and I get it. It's going to be a big event, and I wouldn't feel safe. Now, granted, there is a ceasefire. There's not a whole lot going on now, but fucking 4 or 5 days ago, it's like, are they really going to fucking do it? And TKO can't afford to not get the payday, the $50 million payday. They can't afford not to get that. So
there's the other thing too. It's like even if there wasn't a war going on, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, the bad first impression when they first went over there was, bitch, we ain't let you leave until you go ahead and do something with the video or something. You'll make it accessible for us now, or some shit like that. I don't know what the deal was, but they pretty much held WWE hostage.
Yeah, they did
for a few hours because of some other bullshit. So I wouldn't feel comfortable going over there anyway. I think they ironed it out, but still, that just leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
And it made the entire country look bad. Like, what are you trying to hide? You know what I mean? And I know, and even at the time, the women weren't allowed to wrestle. And of course, they've evolved that. They've allowed women to wrestle, but they have to cover everything, which is fine. You know,
they weren't even allowed. They weren't even allowed to wear makeup at first, as I recall.
No, they weren't.
They've gotten a little bit somewhat lenient, only so much though.
And that speaks volumes to that particular, for somebody who's been to that part of the world. They definitely are a little different over there, but they're coming around. They're kind of catching up with the rest of the world, but baby steps.
I actually believe that is the reason why Tiffany Stratton does not have a match over in Saudi Arabia, is because there's no makeup allowed.
And the funny thing, Tiffany Stratton, I think, looks better without makeup than with it.
I completely agree with that.
She definitely looks different. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. She looks like a Barbie doll. Seriously, like a really decked out Barbie doll. I like her better.
Like a younger version of Charlotte Flair, but with more talent and
and no balls.
Issues, and less daddy issues. Yeah,
and no balls, no testicles.
Yeah. Moving on to the next topic. We have had, first we had Wade Barrett 3 weeks ago on commentary on Raw, and then the past 2 weeks we've had Corey Graves, which for me has been a breath of fresh air because I cannot stand Pat fucking McAfee. He just annoys the shit out of me. And Raw has been so much more enjoyable with Pat McAfee behind the desk versus Corey Graves versus
I was gonna say what?
Yeah, I caught myself. Now, my question too, and I know, Charles, you ride this very hard. Do you agree or disagree with Pat McAfee just kind of going away and Corey Graves taking his rightful spot back?
Corey Graves is a bitch.
Oh, no, you didn't.
No, hear me out, because I'm going to go ahead and defend Corey Graves, but I'm also going to go ahead and shoot on him. Corey Graves is a little bitch. When they went ahead and they did the whole McAfee move and everything like that, listen, Pat's a main guy. He's going to draw numbers. He is going to draw numbers. Nobody's coming to see, nobody's going to watch it for Corey Graves. I'm sorry. Nobody is. Okay? So when you see Pat McAfee, who already has a following, who already has an ESPN presence, who already can go ahead and promote WWE on a national level even further than what WWE can do, hell yeah, of course, that just makes sense. And he is good on commentary. Now, the whole thing with the heel and face commentators, okay, great. Yeah, you do have Corey Graves, who can be that heel.
Yeah,
I think McAfee can do that too. I just don't think he's playing the game the way it should be.
He's not. He's really not.
So I have reservations on this. I honestly think if you want to go ahead, I think there needs to be an announcer battle. Corey's been cleared to wrestle, from my understanding.
Oh no,
McAfee can wrestle.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Are you serious?
Pat McAfee, the loser, is out. Wow. Kayfabe.
Wow.
Is it funny that I would actually want to see that, knowing
I'd rather see that than Gunther versus Pat McAfee again.
Yeah, that would be more fun for us, I think. Yeah.
And listen, I think a lot of people would tune in because this would be Graves' first match in
over a decade
time.
over a decade. Yeah.
Mhm.
I
People
mean,
forget he did wrestle first.
he's expressed he wants to get back in the ring, but for some reason, I guess creative doesn't have anything for him. I don't
There's really
know.
nothing they can do for him. I mean, who's he going to feud with? Seth Rollins? Maybe Seth Rollins, but we'll go to the top of the fucking hill? Come on. Psycho, anything you want to add to that?
All that stuff that he said about Pat, his accolades and whatnot. For me personally, none of that stuff means anything for me if he is fucking annoying on commentary, which is exactly what I consider him to be. He is a repeat box. You know, whenever you watch something and you hear somebody repeat after somebody else and you're like, is there an echo in here? That's Pat McAfee. A lot of times Cole will say something. He will say the exact same fucking thing, but just add one or two extra words to
It's
it.
like he's not even listening.
It's like, just trying to add more to what he was saying, what Cole was saying previously. And it's like, dude, add something new. Okay. We heard him the first time. So, and yeah, he's just, I don't know. I find him to be annoying. At least I agree with Zodiac, the whole dynamic of having a good versus bad commentator. It's been a tested true formula since the fucking 80s, and it works. It always has worked. So I would have no problem with Pat McAfee. I got nothing against the guy personally, you know, in real life, but I just don't care for him on the commentator table. Yeah, thank you.
So, okay. I'm going to pull a Charles from 2 weeks ago when he was talking shit about Becky and Rikishi and all that. Right here. Talking to you, Pat. Actually, I'm going to talk to Corey first. Corey worked from the bottom to the top. He worked his way up from doing NXT and doing and even backstage stuff to the main color commentator on Raw and sometimes on SmackDown and even on the PLEs. He's paid his dues. He's bled, he's sweated, and he's teared up, all that shit. Pat McAfee comes in and goes, I have a show on ESPN and I love WWE. Get that man a contract. Bullshit. I don't give a fuck what his social following is. I don't give a shit if he was a fucking professional football player. He was a fucking punter. Don't give a fuck. If you were Tom Brady, I might give a fuck, but I don't. He is the reason why fans should not always get what they want. He is a living embodiment of that. You don't. And another example of that is Jey Uso winning the fucking title, but that's a whole different argument. Pat McAfee is a fucking fan behind the microphone. He has zero commentary experience. Put Corey back where he belongs. End of story. It's that simple. Corey has paid his dues. Pat McAfee has not. And nobody can argue that.
That's a fair assessment.
It's a fucking accurate assessment. You know, that'd be like if somebody saw my commentary on the promotion back home and go, hey, we like this Zodiac guy. We're going to put him on Raw. Fuck Pat McAfee. I have zero commentating experience except for what I've done. It's very amateur, you know, and it wouldn't be right. I wouldn't feel right taking either one of their jobs. So the point I'm trying to make here is that put the fucker on SmackDown or put him on NXT. I don't really give a fuck either way, but Corey has earned that coveted spot that's been held by Jesse the Body Ventura, Macho Man Randy Savage. I think I said Jerry the King Lawler already. Jerry the King Lawler. Taz is another one that comes to mind.
No, even Paul Heyman did commentary for a year during the Attitude Era.
They paid their dues to be in the chair. So is Corey. That's my argument. Why does Pat McAfee get a lightning pass, Charles, for you? A lightning pass to the back of the line to the front of the line. This ain't Disney. Sorry, doesn't work that way.
Okay, so answer this. Why is Joe Tessitore headlining on the other one?
Because, okay, there's really nobody else. Because he's
Corey could do it.
Well, he probably could.
Yeah.
But
so
Joe,
my point to that is, just making that point, is who the fuck cares about paying dues? It's whether you can do it or not.
And Corey can do it.
He can do it.
And so can Pat.
Agree to disagree, man.
Corey has apparently ruffled too many feathers to go ahead and get a permanent co-hosting position.
And he was he was upset, and it was justified because it's like, oh yeah, push him aside, put this new dude in there. If Corey couldn't do the job and do it right, I could see that happening. But Corey was doing a really good job at what he was doing, and he just got shoved away and got sent to the freshman, not even the JV squad, the freshman team on NXT. We can argue this all fucking day, but at the end of the day, it's if it wasn't broke.
I'm not going to go ahead and say it was the right thing or the wrong thing.
Yeah,
all I'm going to say is, there's a lot more than just what he can do on the mic and what he can do on the commentary booth. There's a lot more going on than that. You got to go ahead and, believe it or not, you got to probably kiss ass. I'm sure Pat's been kissing a lot of ass, and I'm sure everybody that's on a commentary booth is kissing ass. Wade Barrett's kissing ass. Yeah. You know everybody. Corey maybe doesn't want to play ball that way, and unfortunately,
who could blame him, man? Who the hell wants to kiss ass to get ahead? I can't stand that shit.
Do you want to get ahead or not?
I do, but I want to do it.
I want to do it the right way. I am not kissing anyone's ass. Fuck
what
that.
is the right way nowadays? You listen. All right. Hold on a second, real quick. Okay, you got AEW, you got NXT, you got WWE, Raw and SmackDown, and even AEW's got a couple of shows. There is only so many seats that are available, and there's a hell of a lot of talent out there that could call and color these matches. So it's one of the two things: either you play ball or you get thrown the ball. It's you got to do one of the two. So yes, ass kicking, kissing is probably somewhere down the line you have to do. You got to play nice.
I'm waiting for Corey Graves to drop his own pipe bomb and call Pat McAfee an ass kisser kissing Triple H's ass. That's what I'm waiting for now. Pipe bomb 3.0.
That you see Stephanie McMahon's interview with him? Oh, please, more ass kissing there.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure it was laced with, oh, Stephanie, love you. I love Triple H.
That's how to play the game.
I don't agree with it. And
nobody's saying to agree with it.
Yeah,
I don't. First off, number one, I'm not an ass kisser myself. That's probably why I never had a management position or a supervisor position, because I'm not an ass kisser. Yep. I'm not going to go ahead and say, yes, boss. Whatever you say, boss. Yep. I'll do even more for you, boss. Want me to scrub your balls? Great. You want me to use some scented Fabuloso, or do like it just a regular? I don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't do that. But the people that do, I guarantee you, they got some brown on their fucking nose.
Well, okay, I see what your position is. You're not condoning it. You're just saying that's what you have to do. I understand that. Yeah. My problem is that I feel like you should get ahead on your ability to do your job and your merit and your work ethic. That should be enough. But what you're saying is that it's not, and the unfortunate truth is you're not wrong.
I know. That's the sad thing is he's not wrong. It's 100% fact. And I did say I wanted to spend some time on this particular topic, and we didn't.
Oh, we're spending.
You did not disappoint. At least you didn't call Becky a cunt, and that
we haven't got there yet.
Keep Becky's name out your fucking mouth.
Yeah, I'll get Will Smith on your butt. Moving on. It seems that the women's tag team belts have been they're kind of like making the cover of Madden. They're very, very tainted. There's been talk of them retiring said women's tag belts because, again, Liv got hurt recently, and it's not the first time that one of the members of the group has either had to relinquish or get another partner.
That's
real true. Quick, Psycho, what do you think? Should they retire? They're having to make up fake ass tag teams in the female division to have these belts defended.
I feel like that's true, and I feel like, you know what? If you can't do a good job of having a decent amount of tag teams, because you got 2 shows. You can't tell me you can't have at least a handful of decent tag teams on either show vying for the titles. Let's be fair. How many times do we get the tag team titles defended? How often do we see it? It's a few and far between situation, isn't it?
The New Day have not defended since WrestleMania.
I'm just talking about the women's. Yeah, well, that's a whole different argument.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't see them defended very often at all. And it's like, okay, this is not the 1970s or before. This is 2025. Those belts should be defended on a somewhat regular basis.
Yep.
And I don't feel like they are. So if you're not going to have them be in the spotlight very often, then why do we fucking have them in the first place? I think it was a good idea because you give women an extra opportunity to have a title belt, to be in the spotlight, to earn a little bit more of that money because that's what it's all about.
Yep.
I don't feel like they're doing a good job with it right now. So if you can't keep it afloat, then maybe you need to give it the axe. So that's all I'm saying.
Charles?
No, I disagree. You don't get rid of the belts. You just got to go ahead and make them worth it. Because right now, you're right. I agree with the nerd man over here. He definitely is making the spot on. It's like, how often do we see these champions being defended? Right now, the hottest women's title is not even the women's title. It's actually Intercontinental.
This is true.
The Intercontinental has
fact right there.
over. There's definitely a storyline that's going on over there. There's a couple of people for the belt. Hell, freaking Bailey's coming after the belt, for crying out loud. So it's like, that is the more coveted title. Is Tiffany, defending her title? Hell no. It's a pay-per-view. She's not even doing it this pay-per-view. So it's like, these championship belts, number one, the problem was there's too many of them. And I'm not talking about just the women. I'm talking about the men too. There's too many of them. Okay? You can't defend every title all the time. And then you have a PLE, Night of Champions, and we have 2 fucking championship matches out of 6.
That's what I was saying before. Like, what the fuck?
Well, we had another one, but obviously it got canceled for the reason we talked about earlier.
Well, even if you didn't cancel that match, they only had a couple of title matches. So
the thing is that the answer to the question was, don't take the tag titles away from the women, because number one, there's supposed to be equality. Here's what I think needs to happen. There needs to be one WWE champion, one women's WWE champion, one tag team champion, one's women's tag team. This whole bullshit of having 2 fucking champions, one on SmackDown, one on Raw, is bullshit. There's too many goddamn belts. Just unify them, keep them unified, have them play both roles like they did before.
Sure, but they do it for the reason of merchandise. They're fucking selling belts like they're going out of. Have you seen people's fucking belt collections? Are you fucking kidding me? They're selling those things like fucking hotcakes.
Go get the fucking retro belts. There's a billion of them. Go ahead.
I know. Agreed. But my thing though is, I get it. In the women's division, you're not going to have a true tag team. You're not going to have the Rockers or the Hardy Boys. You're not going to have. We kind of had that with
the Iconics.
Thank you. That was the one I was thinking of. The Iconics. And of course, the ones that were from NXT that both got cut recently. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
They were true women's tag teams that worked together, came in together, and won gold together. My thing is, if you're gonna keep them, make them relevant, and if you're gonna, and like you said, if you're gonna unify the men's and the women's and all that other stuff, then they need to wrestle or defend the title at least once a week on either Raw or SmackDown.
No, see, that's too much.
Once every other
week. Okay, once every other week.
Once every 3 weeks or a month. Once a month.
Yeah,
I think that gives
fair enough.
Because you don't want to go ahead and wear out your champion, or at least wear out the top star. When you get to that belt, you want to go ahead and say, "Yep, I'm just going to come in, cut some promos, and maybe get a stunner here and there, and then you just walk away, or whatever." Just you've earned that time. You've earned that top of the mountain. So now you get to go ahead and chill for a little bit instead of wrestling every week.
Okay, I can live with that.
I don't know what you're talking about with too many belts. I don't know what you're talking about.
And it's funny we talk about people not defending their belts. Io Sky has yet to have a title defense since WrestleMania.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
So, we can sit here and debate that all day too, but
the women are vastly underbooked for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah, they really are. And I'm hoping this Evolution pay-per-view is going to, going to be worth everything that we're going to get, and it's going to be on a Sunday.
All the women's belts up for grabs.
Every one of them needs to be up for grabs, and that I'm not an NXT as well. NXT needs to be there as well.
That's going to be a long ass PLE.
That'd be a good one. Though.
That's the same weekend that we have the Saturday Night Main Event in Atlanta. With
no, not again.
That same weekend,
with Oldberg.
Shit.
So, moving on. I did this last minute last night. I created the poll on TikTok. I didn't get nearly the response I got from the one I did like a month and a half ago, where if you had to remove one, who would it be? And it was CM Punk, Randy Orton, and I forget who the other two, Undertaker, and one other one, I forget who it was. Like 138 people voted. But I wanted to know, of the 4 horsewomen, and that's Becky Lynch, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, how would you rank them from worst to first? Charles, I want your response first.
Give me those names again. Sasha Banks,
Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and Bayley. You don't know who the 4 horsewomen are?
I was gonna say
no of them. I didn't. Sorry.
They've been calling them that since 2014.
Bayley and Charlotte Flair. Okay.
Oh boy.
Here is number 4. Number 4 is Sasha Banks. She's a little bitch and didn't have much.
All right, fair.
Number 3 is Bayley.
Really? Wow.
Number 2 is Charlotte.
What?
Number 1 is Becky.
Wow, you put Becky at 1.
I'm going to put Becky in. It's not for kissing your ass, Josh, because you know I'm not here about kissing ass. She's still a cunt. She's still a redhead little slut. But still, Becky, I think, has had the most charisma. She is not as athletic as Charlotte, but she does understand the crowd. She does understand the fan, and she still can go ahead and pull off this heel thing, but she's not there yet. Charlotte can pull off the heel, no problem.
Yeah.
And trust me, even when she's not a heel, the fans make her a heel.
Yeah.
But that's my 4.
Wow, I feel good.
He picked Becky as 1. I'm happy as fuck right now. Psycho Nerd, give us your ranking, sir.
I don't think that would be so easy for me, and I've been thinking about this all day. You know, it's like, as far as my favorite, I don't know. I always felt like Sasha Banks had the best theme song. Charlotte Flair's got the best title ring with 16 consecutive titles compared to all the other women. Becky Lynch has been just a fucking boss, with the exception of this recent heel turn. Just ever since Nia Jax broke her fucking nose, she has just been on top of the mountain, and I don't think she's ever shown any sign of falling off ever since, even though she has walked away every once in a while. But, you know, sometimes you get a little bun in the oven, you got to go and you got to be a parent. It happens. No big deal. But Bayley's done pretty well too. So if I had to rank them,
again, worst to first.
See, that's a tough call. As far as like what I like about them, like preference, Charlotte Flair, even though she's got the best accolades and she's the best athlete out of them all, she gets number 4 just because I feel like she's done a good job of just pissing off the fans and just being unbelievably annoying over the years. Probably Sasha Banks, only because she just kind of, the way she left the company so many years ago. Well, it was like what, her and Naomi, right? They were tag champions and they walked together
when they were the tag champions, as a matter of fact.
And that leaves a toss-up between Bayley and Becky. But you know what? I do love Bayley. I really do. I feel like she's had a lot of good changes in her personality over the years, which is good. That's a sign of a good superstar. Like Chris Jericho and Undertaker have done a great job of reinventing themselves over the course of time. But I got to put Becky as number 1 because, God damn it, she's just a badass all around. She always has been. Even before she had her nose broken, she was cool. The fans just weren't really acknowledging it. But then after that shit happened,
yeah,
all the way to the top for her.
That's when the man was born, was right there.
It sure as fuck was. She got a broken nose and she took it like a boss and acted like it was no fucking big deal. That's a badass.
It made me put out to be Irish because she took a full-on fucking punch from Nia Jax. So you said Becky, Bayley, Charlotte and Sasha, or Sasha and Charlotte are flipped?
Charlotte is 4, Sasha's 3, Bailey is 2, and then Becky is 1.
Good answer. Good answer.
And that took hours for me to come up with, by the way.
I mean, for me, it's pretty fucking obvious. Tied for third, actually, I put Charlotte and Sasha just because I can't stand either one of them bitches. Bailey, I put it 2. 'Cause, again, Bailey actually kind of morphed into a different character a good way through her run, where it was probably not a very good idea, but she ran with it. She cut her hair, got a Karen haircut, cut off all the freaking hugging inflatable tube men, and went just straight dark. And then of course Becky, she's evolved quite a few times, and she main evented WrestleMania with Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. There's really nothing else. And again, like I said, Becky has evolved her character. She has been very loyal to the company. There have been times she could have fucking left, but she didn't. Yes, she left when she had a kid, but that was the pandemic. I was bound to happen eventually anyway.
You want to hear 2 fun facts about the 4 Horsemen? 1, Sasha Banks is the only one out of the 4 that never won a Royal Rumble.
Oh.
And Sasha Banks, from what I looked up, is the only one who never won a Slammy Award. How do you like that? How funny is that?
But I have 4 belts now, so whatever. Any guesses on who got the most votes for last place?
Probably Charlotte. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people were pretty biased about it, but
believe it or not, it was Sasha Banks. She got 7 votes for last.
Huh.
The breakdown real quick. Sasha got 1 vote for first, 1 vote for second, 3 for third, 7 for fourth. Charlotte was 3-4, 3-2. Bailey was 2-5, 3-2, and Becky was 6-2, 3-1. And the person that put her at fourth, I hope you get gonorrhea and rotten hell. Want a cookie? So that's what
they're little footballs. Laces out.
Sorry. You ever seen Ace Ventura there, Charles?
Of course.
Okay,
You can't.
You let the little lost, like, what the fuck?
No. I knew what you were talking about, but I was just kind of giving that cheesy grin, like, yeah, or whatever.
You can't put a movie line in front of me and me not finish it.
But it seems like we all agree that Becky and Bailey are the top 2. And again, I think those 2 have kind of morphed and evolved themselves and their characters more than. And I know Charlotte's won more, but she's also lost more. So that doesn't really make you anything but a fucking loser. And she lost half of them to Sasha. So
I was just gonna say, yeah, there was a lot of back and forth that went on. So.
No.
Less impressive.
Very. Now, we're going to move on to the meat and potatoes of the show. Night of Champions on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Mountain Time. I am not sure if these are in the order they're going to happen, but I just have them in no particular order. We're starting off with Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. This has been building up for a while. It was just a matter of time. And even Karrion, after Sami hit him and said, "I'll see you in Saudi," he was like, got him. Like, he was like super psyched. It's all been part of a plan. What do you think, Psycho? Who do you think's winning this one?
Honestly, who I think Kross should win. I think he might win. I think he'll take Sami by surprise because he's been kind of living rent free in his mind for how long has this been going on now? Like a month or 2 now.
It's been
longer. It feels like it's been going on for a long time.
And he's been kind of picking and choosing people like The Miz and other people in the companies, and he finally dug his hooks into freaking Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn is like, "I'll see you at this and this and that." And I'm like, "All right, cool. We'll see you there."
But then again, when's the last time Kross wrestled? How long has it been?
That's the other question.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, he's always in the background, like in people's ears, But when was the last time we saw this guy actually get in a ring?
We have.
So that leads me to believe that as much as fun as it would be that Kross beats Sami, I feel like potential ring rust notwithstanding, I feel like maybe that might give Sammy an edge. So maybe Sammy wins. I don't know.
So who are you picking, Sammy or Karrion?
I have to pick somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Just for the hell of it, I'm going to pick Cross. He'll take it by surprise.
All right, cool. Charles, what do you think?
Why? Number one,
Why?
why hasn't Karrion Kross been cut?
He's been cut before.
But he needs to be cut now.
Why?
Why is this even happening? What the fuck are this creative thinking with Karrion? If anybody's got a lot of brown on their nose, it's got to be Karrion. There has to be a lot, because I don't know how this guy still has a job. How does he still have a job? He can't be making that much. He must be working like groceries somewhere just to go ahead and make ends meet.
It's not him. It's the wife going, "Hi, look at my big titties."
Probably.
Yeah.
But
she is cute though.
What the fuck are they doing with this storyline?
I don't know.
Is Sammy going to turn heel? I think that's the bigger question. Is he finally going to go ahead and sell his soul? Oh boy, do we have to use that
to The Rock once again?
Let's not go down that road again. Come on. Now.
Is he going to go? Is he going to go down that road and join forces with Karrion Kross? Number one, I think that's just a suicide attempt, because nobody wants to be associated with Karrion Kross. Not even the freaking Final Testament wants to be associated with Karrion Kross.
Well, they all got cut. That's why.
Yeah,
Every one of them got cut.
They went to Triple H and said, "Please cut us. We can't do this shit no more."
So are you saying you pick Sami Zayn to win?
Yeah, Sammy's going to win. But again, what? Why? Why are we doing this? This is
a
meaningless match.
I'm going to bring up a quick fact here, is that Sami Zayn is going to his home country again. What happens when you play in front of your hometown crowd?
Oh, of course you lose.
You don't fucking win.
You get humiliated.
Karrion Kross is my pick to win. Logic wins again. All right, moving on. And this is a match that I don't even think we need to have, but we have it. And it's Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. Fucking Rhea got her ass kicked, started the whole fucking thing, then goes up to Adam Pearce and goes, "I want Raquel. Give her to me." And then had to tuck her dick back in because it was falling out of her tights. And then Adam Pearce was like, "I'll make it official at Night of Champions."
You better watch your mouth, man.
What?
Don't be talking shit to Rhea like that.
Fuck mommy.
I would if I could. In a heartbeat.
That being said, Charles, who you picking, Rhea or Raquel?
Oh, you know Rhea's going to win. Mommy's always on top. Even if it's a lesbo scene. Mommy's definitely going on top.
Well, she's not on top of Dom anymore.
Well, I don't think
Dom dropped her like yesterday's trash.
Yeah, I don't think she ever was on top of Dominic. But Dom, there has to be something for Rhea to ride, but that wasn't there. I mean, so Rhea is definitely going to go ahead. I think Raquel has more of something downstairs than Dominic does. But anyway, so I think Rhea is going to come out on top, though.
Psycho.
First off, I don't think this match needs to happen at Night of Champions.
Yeah, agreed.
This should be on like a Raw or Saturday Night's Main Event or some shit. But I'm going to go with Rhea just because she does have that mean streak going for her. But yeah, I'll go with Rhea.
See, I'm going to go outside the box here because this is a street fight. No disqualifications. We are notorious for calling no disqualifications on this show. I have a feeling we're going to see some members of the Judgment Day, i.e. Roxanne Perez, maybe, if Dirty Dom is actually there, are going to interfere in this match, and Raquel is going to beat Rhea Ripley. That's my call.
Very interesting that Dominic Mysterio is on that show, but he's injured.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Well, it could be Finn Balor. It could be JD McDonough. You never know. I'm just saying that there's going to be interference in this match, and it's probably going to be Roxanne Perez trying to lead her. We saw it on Raw where she came out and helped Raquel. They embraced. The tequila shot tag team was born. I'm just saying, she's trying to earn her spot in the company, and Liv is not there to stop it now. So there is nothing stopping Roxanne. And again,
I didn't take that into consideration. I may have to change something in now.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. That's true.
Yeah,
Roxanne will be there helping.
You really think Mommy has no friends backstage?
No, I don't.
Not
think
right
she
now.
does.
She doesn't. No.
She's pissed off a lot of people. So
We'll see.
yeah. Moving on, we have our first title shot of the night. I was waiting for the dun dun dun. I thought it was coming. Solo Sikoa versus the United States champion Jacob Fatu. Goddamn.
Match of the night potential right here.
Yeah, agreed. And this is a match that's been kind of boiling over for the past couple of months, ever since Jacob took the title from LA Knight. Charles, who are you picking? Did he fall asleep? Is he hello? Are you awake?
I thought I had my damn.
You squeeze me? Baking powder?
For the U.S. title, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Again, this match is so dumb. Jacob
Really?
takes it hands down. As a matter of fact, I think this needs to be a shave your mohawk match. Just to go ahead and make it a little bit more interesting.
Jacob doesn't have a mohawk.
No, he doesn't. That's why it's going to be freaking one-sided.
Okay,
Jacob's going to kick so much ass. It's just going to be, it's done.
All right, fair enough.
How is it stupid though? Like, I don't understand.
First off, I think there's so many more people that are well deserving of a U.S. title shot than Solo Sikoa.
Yeah, he's not wrong about that.
Well, I don't think it's so much a matter of who deserves a title shot more as opposed to just the storyline itself, that these two have been like two runaway trains colliding towards or heading towards each other for a while now. So I just want to see them beat the shit out of each other personally.
Oh, you'll see that. Absolutely. Well, you'll see somebody beat the shit out of somebody. I get that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But who are you picking? Who are you thinking?
Me or him?
Oh, Charles.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, he hasn't picked yet.
I thought I made that clear. Fatu is going to whoop some ass.
You just said it was stupid. I'm like, oh, okay.
It is stupid, but
so Fatu is winning. Okay, cool.
I heard stupid and mohawks. That's all I heard. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, and they kind of go together anyway. So.
All right. Fatu. Sorry.
Psycho.
Fatu is going to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, you know what? This is the first one we all agree on because, I don't see Solo taking that belt from him.
But it's not going to be easy considering, the other moron that's walking around with Solo. So,
yeah.
So that could be a factor in all of this. But
our next match, and this is one I'm actually kind of looking forward to. It's the Queen of the Ring final. We have Jade Cargill versus the Empress of Tomorrow. Nobody is ready for Asuka. Psycho, who's winning the Queen of the Ring and going on to a title match at SummerSlam.
you know what? I don't see it being Jade. I see since Asuka is apparently getting this monumental push, and she's only been back 2 weeks now. Mm-hmm. I see her going to SummerSlam. Whether she wins at SummerSlam is a totally different story. But I see her winning it. I don't see them giving it to Jade. So,
Charles,
I'm going to pull a Jade card on this one.
Oh no,
which is fine.
Now, the reason I say that is because, all right, so we're talking about her being a complete dumpster fire in the ring, and we've been saying that.
Yeah, for a while now.
She basically makes more appearances at the Performance Center than a lot of people make at theme parks. It just so why would WWE make her come this far and then only to lose to a returning superstar? I say Jade.
See, but here's the thing, though, is that Jade Cargill is so horrible in the ring. She makes Ryback look safe.
Emotional damage.
That being said, I'm still pissed off. I forget which WrestleMania number it was, but it's the one where Charlotte made her tap. I'm still pissed about that.
I'm not happy about
Oscar
that
should
either.
not
You're
have lost
supposed to.
that match, at least not to Charlotte Flair, and she should have never tapped. I think she's getting a big push because she was out for almost a year. She is a draw. She's a great champion. She is going to mop the floor with Jade Cargill, send her ass back to AEW where she fucking belongs. I am ready for Asuka. I pick Asuka.
Oh,
The fuck was that?
speaking of Asuka, can we just acknowledge how fucking awesome it is that she reverted back to her original theme song?
Yes.
I love that
I
fucking theme
noticed
song.
that right away.
I don't even remember what her new theme song was. To be honest.
Exactly. That's how uncool it was. You
The
don't
lyrics
remember
were a
it.
little different. The lyrics were a little different. But
Yes, exactly.
the next match, and this is a match that I saw when they announced the fucking bracket.
Dude, I think we all did.
Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the King of the Ring final. I don't really give a fuck either way. I'm tired of Cody at this point. He's becoming the new John Cena when he was a babyface, kind of forcing himself in to every title opportunity. It's funny saying that because I know he's been saying that for fucking 15 fucking years. And then finally, yeah. It's just
What?
it's just I don't care who wins this match, but in all reality, I already know who's gonna fucking win. Psycho, give me your pick. I'm so annoyed.
Again, you just said it. We all know who's going to win. I'm sorry. Who did John Cena take the title away from at WrestleMania? Who was that? Some asshole. It's going to be fucking Cody. It's going to be the SummerSlam fucking rematch of WrestleMania.
Yep.
Cody's going to win.
Yep.
It's too fucking predictable, and it goes into what I was saying last week about how the King of the Ring is not what it used to be. I don't give two shits about this fucking match whatsoever. I will probably go and drop a low while this is going on.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, I don't give a damn either way, but I guarantee you it's Cody.
Charles?
I say John Cena. He will interfere in the match and take the crown himself. And
Oh my god. I like that idea.
That would actually be funny.
Idea.
That would be hilarious, actually.
Oh my god. If there was any way to ruin wrestling, that would be the way to do it.
And then Cena wouldn't have a title shot at SummerSlam.
You know what?
That would be funny.
The final boss shows up
Oh,
and says, Cena, it's a triple threat now. He comes in, levels everybody with the belt, and wins.
Hey, that's actually a good idea. That was way too low. That was way too low.
Way too low.
That's fucking brilliant, actually, The Rock. Fuck it. Triple threat. If I can't have your soul, I'm going to take your title shot.
Dude, that idea right there would be way more infinitely fun
Yeah.
than what the hell we're going to get. I guarantee that would actually be cool.
But in reality, Charles, who
You're right.
picking?
It's going to be Cody, unfortunately.
Now, I haven't made my pick yet. Now, something that Randy said a couple weeks ago when they announced the King of the Ring. And he said it to Cody.
Mhm.
I will go through anybody to get number 15, including you. My pick. Oh, yeah. Ugh, I hate that scene.
No
Yeah,
shit.
definitely. Randy Orton is going to defy the odds and beat Cody clean, or he sells his soul to The Rock. No, I'm kidding. That's not happening.
Yeah, don't
Randy
don't
Orton's
try
gonna
to don't try to call interference on this because it just
No.
blows
No,
up in our face.
no,
every
no,
time.
I'm not even going to. But this is going to set up Randy versus John Cena at SummerSlam. We're going to get it again later on. Finally, the main event of the evening, CM Punk versus the never seen 17 greatest of all time, undisputed WWE champion, John fucking Cena. Yeah.
Not only 19.
37 at once? Charles, who you picking, man?
Well, we already know it's going to be Cody and Cena, so it's like, I mean, Cena.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah.
There
ain't going to be no titles changing hands on the.
No, I don't see it happening. Psycho. I even have to ask.
I unfortunately have to agree, and that's part of the thing that bothers me about this match. They are dropping this way too early. This should have come later, much later, towards the end of John Cena's run, where, you know what, he's gone through all the, as you said before, greatest hits of John Cena's career, taking out R-Truth, Randy Orton, Cody, or however else you want to throw at him. CM Punk should have been the last one to take the title.
See, I disagree. There's somebody better that, unfortunately, he's not in the company, that I would love to see to be the last person that he faces for that title. Edge. But he's not in the company, so it doesn't matter.
See, that would actually be cool, but that's not going to happen. So.
And here's my take on this whole thing before we wrap up the predictions. I would like to see Triple H and the management that be, they're so pissed off at John Cena, they're trying to do everything they can to get the title off of him. So right before the end of the year, when he's supposed to retire, John Cena has a title match against Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and R-Truth. A fatal 5-way for that belt. And Cena defies the odds. I'm spitballing. That's probably not going to happen.
No.
But I'm just saying, what better way to get the title off of somebody than throw fucking 4 people at him?
Hell, why not take it a step further and put it at Survivor Series and put it in War Games just to make it interesting?
Ooh.
Think about that for a minute. That would actually be fun.
You know what? And that would be fun, but the problem is, it's not going
to happen.
Reality, it's not going to happen. But let's open up a Josh Zodiac Deadpool here. Who do we think is going to be Cena's last match?
Fuck.
Who do we think that is going to either come out, A, out of retirement, B, a possible loan from AEW? Because for a match that big,
yeah,
I can't see how United States and Iran can't come together at the table to go ahead and say, listen, just for one night, we'll say your fucking company name so you can get 2 extra viewers. But let's have this guy come over and say that be MJF, or say that be Edge, or say that be Daniel Bryan.
Dude.
I'm just saying, or
No.
one of the 3 he mentioned.
No, 4.
He mentioned.
I just thought of somebody that nobody's talking about, and he's no longer a champion, but he's going to be in the company very, very soon. If you say his name, he will appear.
I knew you were right.
I believe in Joe Henry.
But
he's the last fucking one.
You think he's the last one?
I think he'll be the last one because they've already talked about they want to have a match together.
That's fine, but it doesn't have to be the last one.
Well,
the ultimate last one would have been Kurt Angle.
Oh, dude!
That would
man, I wish.
One. But I don't think seriously.
No.
It should have been Kurt Angle's final match.
His last match should be The Rock.
No, it's already happened.
Oh my god!
No. Think about this.
No,
think about this.
Are you talking about the end of the storyline? He turns face, and that's it. He walks away.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't. I see him walk. I see him turning face very quickly. Very quickly. He's already made a Twitter on it saying that fate's not been decided. Your voice has been heard.
Yep.
So they could change their minds really quickly about this heel turn that Cena's doing.
Yep.
And I think we saw a little bit of that
on
that pipe bomb.
Yep. Agreed. So I'm thinking it might be The Rock, that it'll be his final match. He'll win the belt, keep the belt, and then
let's make this official prediction, and we hold it to each other in about 6 minutes when we go ahead and continue this broadcast on 3 days from now. But in your eyes, guys, in 2 seconds.
the magic of special effects. He wasn't wearing that hat in the predictions. What the fuck are you doing? He was wearing a Green Lantern hat. Now he's wearing a dumbass hat.
I'm wearing my Stitch t-shirt because it is Stitch Day, 6/26.
Showing my love for the greatest video game franchise of all time, right here.
We can't see it because he's got.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can see it.
Hold on.
It's fucking Samus. You can see it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say He-Man. I thought you were gonna say He-Man. Anyway, all right. I've got our predictions written down. They are it's official. We have our picks. Like Charles said, for you it'll be a couple of minutes. For us, it's going to be 3 fucking days, or 2 days actually, because tomorrow's Friday. That we'll be back, and well, it's not going to matter because they're not going to see it till after. But you were talking about going live, but that doesn't fucking matter because they're not going to see it after the fact.
But
So,
hey, by the way, 20 yesterday, we're going to go live.
where's that dun 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 when I need it? Seriously, mine's too loud.
I'm actually I was touring around with the soundboard here, and there's fucking ads that are blocking it, so I don't have it. But it's fucking cool. Got some. Yeah, that's way too loud. Right.
Is it really that loud? I turned the volume down.
It was really low.
Oh, I turned the volume down.
It has to be there.
And I noticed only me and Cypher, the only two, were reacting to that fucking song. And Charles is just like, yeah. Dance puppets. Sound like Rocky.
That was supposed to be Street Fighter, but
yeah. But anyway, like I said, we'll watch the show, and then we'll go. We'll record our reactions and our grade of the show for you in a couple of seconds, but for us, 48 hours. So stick around. We'll be back momentarily with our review and reaction to the show. I almost forgot what I wanted to say there. This is why I don't edit, because even the host is a fucking idiot sometimes. So
yeah.
Oh, there's Taco Bell. Oh
yeah.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Careful, you idiot. I said across her nose, not up it.
Sorry, sir. Doing my best.
Who made that man a gunner?
I did, sir. He's my cousin.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I know that. What's his name?
That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major asshole.
And his cousin?
He's an asshole, too, sir. Gunner's mate, first class, Philip Asshole.
How many assholes we got on this ship, anyhow?
Yo!
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Keep firing, assholes!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Night of Champions has come and gone. It is a
tell us how you feel, Zodiac. Tell us how you feel.
Disappointing day here at the Zodiac Podcast, because for the first time in human history, the host of a show went carry the 3 times 2 minus 1. 0-6. 0-6.
And you need to clarify. You need to clarify that last loss that you took was from your own doing, because you actually picked the correct winner first and changed it before the bell rang.
We will get to that when we get to
it. Was some peer pressure between me and the nerd, but
no, it was no peer pressure. It was just stupidity on my part.
Desperation is a stinky cologne.
Whatever, Farva. Anyway, we'll start with the first match of the night, which was Randy versus Cody, a match that we really didn't need to see, but we got it anyway. Long story short, fucking Cody, shocking, wins the match and goes on to face either John Cena or CM Punk, depending on who won. We won't spoil that here yet, unless you haven't seen it yet. At a match at SummerSlam, Real quick, Psycho, any takeaways from this match? Yeah. Charles, same thing for you?
The only takeaway was the
what the-
15, 20 minutes of my life that it took to watch it.
No
All
shit.
right. And real quick, Psycho, what was your grade for this match?
Give it a D, as in, yeah, just fucking D. It was boring as hell. We all knew who was going to win. There was nothing exciting about this match. One of the worst opening matches I've seen in a while. Straight up.
Charles?
I'd give it a C, but not for a mid-grade. The C stands for crap.
Well, I am also giving it a D for disappointing.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Again,
the
like
word.
I said, when I saw the freaking tournament brackets for this, I'm like, it's going to be Cody and Randy. And not one match had happened yet. So, yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Moving on, we had the street fight between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. Again, I would have the logic that I had in this match, I would have thought that Raquel would have came on top, but mommy always has to be on top. What was your takeaway, Charles?
Mommy was definitely on top and on the side and on the bottom. Whichever way she wanted to, she could have handled this. Even with Roxanne making it a threesome, she was still on top of both.
Psycho?
Considerably more fun than the opening match. Not even by comparison. Not the best street fight I've ever seen, but it was fun for what it was. I wouldn't have been disappointed if Raquel won. Frankly, I thought that would have made more sense, but I kind of figured Rhea was going to be the winner. So not a bad match. Well, definitely a step up from the opener.
Me personally, like I said, I would have preferred if Raquel won. It would have made more sense in the Judgment Day story that they've been telling, or even if it ended in DQ or Rhea won by DQ, that would have made more sense to me. Charles, what was your grade of this match?
I'm going to grade it a B for braless because with those outfits that they were wearing, probably they didn't need it.
Psycho?
I'll give it a B plus. Again, not the best street fight I've ever seen, but it was entertaining for what it was.
I am also going to give it a B for beat down on them bitches. So pretty good match. Just wasn't a fan of the outcome. Moving on, we had a match that to me just made no sense up until it actually happened, and it kind of started to make sense, and that was Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. I mean, poor Karrion can't seem to get a fucking win to save his life, and this is the first time I've seen him wrestle in a minute. So, Sami Zayn in front of his home country gets the win, something very rare. Psycho, what was your takeaway from this match?
Yeah, well, it definitely, like you said, it went the opposite direction we were all expecting. You know, typically when you go to your hometown, you lose or get humiliated in some fashion. So kudos to Sammy for pulling out a win. But, I mean, it was a fun little match. It was not the most exciting, but at least it was more interesting than the opener. So, it was all right, I guess. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Charles?
I would have preferred if Cross won, but that's just me.
Charles, what do you think?
Another match that I picked correctly, not the one that I didn't pick correctly. However, I will say, I was actually not that funny. But I will say that Sammy, I'm just thankful that he's able to walk away from that match after the Botch Master went ahead and just completely ruined wrestling. And he wasn't the one that's supposed to. The fact that he still even has a job in WWE is just baffling to me. There is no character. There's no concept. His own crew got fired. He should have been kicked out the door alongside.
For me, I could have seen this match happening on SmackDown last night, and then we should have had the Selena Vega Julia match in this slot tonight instead. That said, Psycho, what was your grade of this match?
Yeah. C plus. It was all right. Yeah.
Charles?
I'll go ahead and agree with a C. But yeah, this match should have been on a house show, to be honest with you.
Yeah, agreed. And I'm also going to give it a C. I mean, it was a decent match. There was a lot of botches that were going on, but at the end of the day, this match should have either been a house show match or it should have been on SmackDown.
Agreed.
Moving on, we had Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. This match went in a completely different direction than I was expecting. This match was a bit boring up until the very end of the match. Charles, what was your takeaway?
The match itself wasn't terrible, but yeah, it was kind of boring with Solo just having his own dialogue, which is stupid. You know, they made his character look weak. You know, it's definitely not the mafia master we're looking at. You know, and with with the black gloves and the black suit, talking with his followers behind him. No, now he's a comedic relief for whatever reason.
Yeah. But
now he's got his gang back together with the Tonga Tuas and the Tonga Towers and the tongue twister Toas, whatever you want to call them. Now having them help him out, he finally wins gold. But the better person did not win. Fatu is a far superior wrestler. He got cheated, but in creative and storyline preparation, we all said it during the live. This sounds like something they're prepping up for War Games, for Survivor Series War Games. They're prepping it, and I'm thinking it's going to be Solo's team versus Fatu's team.
Yep, I agree with that. Psycho, any takeaways?
I think I agree with everything he said. This match was a little slow there for a little while. I would have preferred that we had a retain. That would have been nice. But again, this is setting something up down the road. I'm thinking rematch at SummerSlam. That's what I'm thinking. And not much else I can say about it.
I will say this is one of the most boring matches I've ever seen. And I've been watching wrestling a very long time. Even with the interferences at the end, I just was not even invested in this match at all. I am over the Bloodline story and needs to go the fuck away already. It should have died with Roman Reigns. 100% should have died with him. Charles, what would be your grade of this match?
I could give it a B-. It was not as boring to me. I found that I think it just took way too long. There was too much talking going on. Of course, Solo doing all the talking. The character, like I said, is just made goofy. But the moves are there, and of course, they got interesting with the interference, and the storyline took a strong left turn. Where I like to see that. I like some surprises every now and then. Unfortunately, this is the only match I picked that was wrong, and I even said it before the match during the live. I see something happening where Solo wins, even though I said no titles are changing place overseas. But I'm going to give it a B- because I think it was fairly decent.
Psycho?
I'm gonna go with the C because I had expectations for this match. I had originally said that I thought this was going to be a potential contender for best match of the night, and it wasn't the worst, but it definitely wasn't the best by any means. And that's not even the ending has any influence on my grade. So it could have been a much more fun match than what we got. Straight up.
Well, I said during the live that this would be a first. My grade of this match is an F. It was horrible. It sucked. Like I said, I'm over the Bloodline. They need to go the fuck away. Jacob, Solo Sikoa obviously is not the leader that Roman Reigns was. This has been shown time and time again. They need to dissolve this storyline as quickly as possible because I'm over it. I'm done with this particular storyline.
I disagree, really. I mean, I'm going to tell you this. I disagree with the Bloodline storyline. I think they can make it good, but again, a lot of it has to do with somebody serious stepping up as a major player. Solo could have been that player. Solo could have been that player to go ahead and come up as a viable force against Roman or whoever decided to go ahead and fight for power. But they turned his character into a comic relief. It's not the same Solo. If it was, I think this match would have been a lot better and a lot more action instead of yapping.
Yeah, agreed.
No argument there.
The next match was the finals for the Queen of the Ring between Jade Cargill and Asuka. I will say Jade's performance in the ring has gotten better, as we notated that in the live. She did reverse a couple of moves into pin reversals. She did look a lot better than I've seen in the past. But that being said, Asuka comes up just a little short, and Jade Cargill gets a match, probably with Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. Psycho, any takeaways from this one?
I was surprised. I really thought that Asuka was going to win, but I think in the grand scheme of things, and I think I said this during the live, that probably the reason why they had Asuka lose to her was more just to kind of make Jade look good, to kind of help make her look like a potential contender for the title. So, and I agree, she doesn't look as green in the ring as she has been for a while. So, again, this was actually not a bad match for what it was. It was a little fun around the edges. So, I enjoyed it.
Charles?
Yep, the 757th time at the Performance Center is a charm. So we'll go ahead and just state that obviously whatever training she's getting finally paid off. She did look clean in the ring. There were no botches, but there also wasn't any high-risk maneuvers either. So I think they played it safe. They played it clean. And I think they're setting up. I think Jade can be a major player in the women's division. She could possibly be a John Cena-esque person as a women's champion. It might be stepping too far too soon, but if she can build and learn and perfect her craft, she's still young. She could maneuver into a major player.
Agreed. Did I go to you first, Psycho? I don't remember.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
What's your grade?
I give it a B. I mean, again, like he said, it could have had a little bit more exciting, like high risk maneuvers, maybe some top rope type stuff, but not bad for what it was.
Charles?
Give it a B minus. Same thing, but my grade a little bit lower.
I gave it a B too, and again, that doesn't affect the outcome. I would have preferred if Asuka would have won, but like I said, I was actually kind of impressed with Jade and how far she's come, and I guess the sky's the limit for her now because she's got a title shot coming up.
Well, at least in the grand scheme of things, at least now we have somebody who we didn't expect winning the King of the Ring and going on to SummerSlam. So
it wasn't like the men's where we knew it was going to be.
It was unbelievably predictable.
And I just hope they build this story up for SummerSlam. They don't just sit on it. You know what I mean? I'm hoping they actually build it up fairly well.
I agree.
But now we have the main event. CM Punk versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. What can I say? This match had everything. It was boring. It was highlights. We had interferences. We had possible cash-ins. We had a referee take a fucking monster of a shoulder tackle from John Cena in this match. Charles, what was your takeaway on this one?
It was boring for the first, I'd say 95% of it.
Yeah.
Just a lot of standing around. A lot of posing, a lot of staring, a lot of, I don't know what the fuck it was. They were just buying time until the interference came on. When the first referee took that bump, we all knew Seth was coming.
Yep.
Took a minute or two, maybe because it's a large stadium. He had to walk probably a pretty long way. Or he had to take a dump before he went out to the ring, whatever.
Yeah.
But he went ahead and brought his goons with him. They made some interesting moves. They went ahead and beat down everybody. Sami Zayn came out, Penta came out, which is kind of like, okay. We almost saw Cena turn face again.
Let's say that last part you said broke out pretty bad. It was very electronic, almost like you sound like a Terminator. Can you say that again?
So they were waiting for the very last possible moment to go ahead and bring him out. Seth probably took a dump before he had to come out. Penta came out, Zayn came out. So it was interesting, but And we almost saw Cena turn face, but of course, he went ahead and did the hug move of doom. But Punk caught it, but Rollins went ahead because of his hate to Punk, gave Cena the easy victory.
Yeah. Psycho, any takeaways from this match?
I don't know if you heard that, but that was Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson couldn't have said it better. So, yeah, boring fucking match. I think it was more boring than the fucking opening match. So, if it wasn't for all the interference, this match would have just put me to sleep more so than I already was asleep. So, and yeah, predictable ending as well. So, I don't know what it is with these, main events they're hyping up and they end up being just total complete trash. Just like, okay, this is supposed to be the big match of the night, and yet this is the worst thing we're watching. It's for the birds, man. Step it up a fucking notch.
Yeah, we just lost Charles. He lost Sigma.
Ah, shit.
And that happened in the middle of his talking about the match. I may have to edit that part out. Hopefully he comes back. If not, no worries. My thing about this match, like I said, it was pretty boring there for a minute, and then it kind of blew up the way it did. But they had to make this match interesting in some way. There he is.
That was, like I said, the interference was the only thing that made this match interesting.
Yeah,
at all. I
agreed.
even said that. So.
I agree with that. Charles,
sorry about that. The Wi-Fi kicked in with the house I was staying at, so it kind of chopped off. So it's like, shit, I had to reload it.
No worries. No worries. It happens. What was your grade of the match?
For the match or for the interference? The match I'm going to go ahead and give it a Z, and the interference I'm going to go ahead and give it a B+.
I'm not even going to ask why the Z. I think I know why.
Z for Zane.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It was insane to watch it.
Oh my god, it was amazing. Psycho, what was your grade of this match?
Without the interference, I'm going to give it an S for shit. And as far as the interference, I give it a C. Yeah.
I gave it a B. Like I said, it was a little. We predicted it's going to be a little slow there at the beginning, but it did start to pick up, and then of course the interference made the match a lot more interesting than what it was. And then just that fucking shoulder tackle that Charles Robinson took was just fucking beautiful.
That was the bump of the nut right there.
That was fucking beautiful. I'm like, wow, that's sick. We had 6 matches total, and as I put these on the screen, Charles went 5-1, so he is the winner. If we were picking a winner, this is like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter, just like the fucking host picks. They just don't fucking matter. But Charles went 5-1. Psycho is at 500, sitting at 3-3.
I'll take the 50-50.
And your illustrious host, who is rarely wrong, might I add, he is never wrong, got none of them right. And to paint a picture that if you didn't watch the live, you won't know this. As the last match was starting, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should change my fucking pick. And Charles first was like, no, it's my show. I don't want you to do that. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, well, you did it before and I allowed it. And he was like, okay, fine, you can do it. And even as I'm making my switch, I'm thinking, I should probably not do this. But the powers that be, in my mind, were like, no, make the switch. CM Punk will win by DQ because Cena has done that in the past quite a bit.
You were on a roll, my friend. You were on a roll for the first 5 without any help. The last one, you need a little bit of a nudge to make sure you got the right pick in there.
But
and by right pick, I mean wrong pick.
Yeah. So DJ Zodiac went 0 for 6 on the picks. Not my proudest moment, but you know what? Hopefully, if Charles sends me that video, there will be a clip at the beginning of the show, hopefully, of my reaction to going 0-5. I think it was priceless. So,
yeah.
This episode of the Josh Zodiac podcast is brought to you by Viagra. because even though when you're down, still pop a pill. Just make sure you have somebody in bed to do it with.
I don't need Viagra, sir. Thank you. Real quick, overall grade of the show, starting with you, Psycho.
I say C+. Too many boring moments brought it down from being at least a B grade, personally. If that fucking solo match had been just a little bit more exciting, I could have at least given it a B or a B minus. But
yeah.
And they also lose points for not having more fucking title matches. Two title matches on SmackDown. What the fuck ever. Julia is the new United States champion. Why wasn't that at the fucking PLE?
Agreed.
Bullshit, in my opinion.
Charles, what would be your grade of the show?
I'm going to go with D for multiple reasons. For one, for not having more title matches. And number two, because we didn't see any skin with the women.
Okay, fair enough.
One night out of the year. Literally one night out of the year.
Yeah.
Hey, that's one night too many.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you that.
For me, I give it a D as well. Again, the predictability of the men's King of the Ring finals was just did not help. The lack of title matches, there was only two that we should have had at least two more, maybe one more. The Raquel Rhea Ripley match could have been on SmackDown, as well as the Sami Zayn and the Karrion Kross match. Night of Champions at one point was every title is defended, and it was not. And it's supposed to be, and it was, even the tag belts should have been defended that night. So yeah, it gets a D for me. This is probably the lowest show that we've seen since WrestleMania. And WrestleMania Night 1 was bad. This was worse, at least in my opinion. So I don't, for as bad as the show was, I don't feel as bad for being 0-6 because you know what? They made the wrong decisions on 6 of those matches. They should have gone the other way. But hey, I'm not a creative. I don't, you know what? It is what it is.
That's why
but anyway,
the big books.
Yeah. With that being said, that was the 2025 Night of Champions, our predictions and review of the show. As you can tell, we were not fans, but we're hopeful for SummerSlam. Psycho, go ahead and promote your show, sir.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say too much about the podcast. There hasn't been a new episode for a while, the Psycho Nerd podcast. I've been mostly over on Zodiac's channel. But you can also go check out my YouTube channel. I'm working on a bunch of movie reviews right now and a new series. I've already filmed the intro video. It's just a matter of getting the first video out, getting it edited, and getting it on my channel. It's coming.
And what is the name of your YouTube channel, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. The Repeat Movie Viewer. Because I love to watch movies over and over and over.
Charles, you want to promote your show, sir?
Yep, the Charles Richardson Show on Facebook and YouTube, also on PowerOneRadio.com, Monday and Wednesday nights live, 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. Feel free to come on in, chat, call the show. We talk about various topics, including on Monday, we will talk about the 0-6 Josh Zodiac.
Yeah,
even though he won't be there,
I won't be there.
That's fine. But we'll basically load up and get ready for Wednesday if he does decide to show up and show how much of a goose egg he really is.
Yeah, and with that being said, I'm taking applications for a new co-host. You can email at charlessucksass@gmail.com. No, just kidding. And I will have their links to their shows in the description below. For here, just search the Josh Zodiac podcast on Google. You'll find us on YouTube for the video. Oh, you still got that fucking
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, but you'll find the video podcast on YouTube and the audio on Apple Podcast as well as Spotify. Follow the Facebook page, the Josh Zodiac podcast. I do put news and memes on there, and as well as TikTok, where I will put possible news stories and as well as different polls I do for the episode as well, and then get Charles and whoever else is on the show get their opinion as well. But for that being said, for the Psycho Nerd podcast and Charles Richardson show, this is the 0-6 The Josh Zodiac. This is The Josh Zodiac podcast. want to thank you for being here. And until we see each other again, on your left.
It's the Josh Zodiac Podcast.
Stupid! You're so stupid!